Okay, I was filming a couple of Zealandisms, and as I was doing that, Cole Palmer was ending Brighton. The entire institution of Brighton, the entire town, the whole beach thing just got washed away. And I need to introduce everybody to an uncomfortable truth. Cole Palmer is one of the best players in the Premier League, and that de facto makes him one of the best players in the world. I'm trying to unpack exactly why that's uncomfortable, because it is, right? Cole Palmer doesn't feel like he's supposed to be one of the best players in the world. He looks like a kid that won a competition online to be there on the field for one match. He doesn't look like a particularly spectacular athlete. He doesn't necessarily have an assertive aura, right? Which is what everybody's kind of obsessed with, right? He has a pretty cool celebration, obviously. I mean, Burr, it's chilly outside. Baby, it's cold outside, right? Like, that's his theme song. But it's not like he's somebody that looks, to be perfectly honest, Anthony has more aura. He just sucks, right? Like, but Cole Palmer is actually, on output and what he's been able to do for basically more than a year now, is one of the best players in the world. I don't know how to process that. I don't know how to deal with it, but it is the reality we live in. I mean, people like Jack Grealish, who I consider a very good player. I don't think Jack Grealish was a terrible investment for Manchester City. I think Jack Grealish is somebody that typically deserves to be in the English national team. Was surprised that he wasn't called up. Jack Grealish never did what Cole Palmer's doing, right? Like, I'm trying to create the tiers in your mind about what's happening. And what Cole Palmer did, essentially, is even though Chelsea went down 1-0, he scored 4 goals in the first half, including a free kick of spectacular beauty. And anytime you can put together a run of 4 goals in a particular match, that makes you special. This, however, makes you even more special. He is the first player in Premier League history to score 4 goals before halftime in a single match. Ever. Not Ronaldo, not Haaland, not Salah, not Rooney, not Henry. None of them. Not even Arshavin did this. None of them did. Cole Palmer is the only person that has done this. Not even Michu in that one particular season, right? Like, Cole Palmer is literally the only guy in the history of the Premier League to do what just happened today. What the fuck is going on? I don't know exactly what's happening, but I have to feel like this is some sort of reflection on Chelsea's transfer policy, that it might actually work. Because if you just sign a ton of young, high potential players, one of them is going to be Cole Palmer. And they're hoping that a couple of them are going to be able to reach that level. It's probably not Nicholas Jackson, because Cole Palmer should have had an assist in this game as well. He teed up Nicholas Jackson for a beautiful chance. Jackson got the first touch right and then had basically an empty net, which he somehow boofed and didn't score, which, again, you were expecting, because I was telling a story about Nicholas Jackson. But this is what Chelsea's hoping for. It's fishing with dynamite. It's just dipping an electric rod into a giant river and shocking it and hoping that one of the fish that rises up to the surface is, like, big enough to win you some sort of trophy or win you the fishing tournament or something. That's Chelsea's strategy. That's up there just dunking $1 billion into the talent pool and hoping that they land a couple of guys that are able to play at this level. Because nobody saw this coming. No one. Cole Palmer was a signing that was, I want to say, even largely overlooked. Right? Pep Guardiola was not giving Cole Palmer serious minutes at Manchester City. That's why he left. And I remember thinking at the time, hey, man, you could have tried to follow the Phil Foden path. It's kind of a weird choice to decide to go to Chelsea instead. What do I know? I'm just some dude sitting in a chair that was obviously wrong with that whole thought process, right? But if Cole Palmer had showed up at Chelsea and played at the same level as Noni Madueke, nobody would have batted an eye, right? But he's instead, over the course of the year after that, become one of the best players in the world. And he also did it with England as well. I mean, are we forgetting that this is the guy that scored the goal at the tournament for England? He's the guy. I mean, I guess you could say Jude Bellingham maybe with the bicycle kick against Slovakia, but I mean, he's the guy that scored the actual goal. And if it wasn't for a pesky little Mikel Oyarzabal, that goal would have been one of those goals that kind of goes down forever as a heroic moment. It was basically England's, it felt like their first legitimate chance or shot in the entire match. And it was an unbelievable shot. And I think when you watch Cole Palmer play, you begin to get an understanding of what actually makes him particularly spectacular. He just strikes the ball better than basically everybody else. I mean, you see it on the free kick the goalie scored at the Euros, or any time else that you watch Cole Palmer. The near assist that he had on Nicholas Jackson. Cole Palmer can just kind of hit the ball any way that he wants to and put the goal under pressure. He just can't. He's a sniper. He's got a little bit of that Scholes in him where it's just, the guy has clearly spent 10,000 hours shooting a ball at a net, hitting a ball towards a teammate or something. He can shape and hit the ball any velocity, any location, any time of the day. He is a pure shooter. He is an easy money sniper. But I feel it is my obligation just to make this video, to honor the fact that he managed to set that record and to prepare us for new reality. I made that Ballon d'Or video, the Golden Ball video, a couple days ago, right? Where I'm just preparing us for the new reality. Well, unless Cole Palmer is on a Michu-esque run, where 2 years from now we're going to look back at this and be like, hey, you remember Lockdown Pulisic? Lockdown Pulisic was never this good, by the way. Don't worry, I'm not an idiot. This is the emergence of the next generation of players that are going to come in after Ronaldo and Messi, and they're not going to be as good as them, but they are going to be the players where, the kids are going to be on the playground doing that. Right? And Cole Palmer is like playing his way onto FIFA cover status. I mean, seriously, that's kind of the direction that he is headed in. And if this Chelsea project works, Cole Palmer will be the shining example of exactly how it worked. And if it does work, and I believe that it has a chance, I'm just glad somebody's trying something different. And if it doesn't work, I'm not a Chelsea fan. So then, boom, they get to go down with the ship, and I just get to watch somebody try something cool and unique and different, right? Talking about their transfer strategy and stuff. But if it does work, I think you'll probably see more teams do this sort of stuff in the future as well. You'll see more teams try and hoard under 24 players and see if they can just give them all a bunch of playing time, and then the cream will rise to the top. Like, it'll rise to the top. Because I don't know how many Cole Palmers are out there, but nobody had any idea what Cole Palmer could be. And if Pep Guardiola says that he has any idea what Cole Palmer could be, he's lying through his bald forehead. Okay? Because if he did know what Cole Palmer could be, he would have been playing him. He would have been playing him over the likes of Jack Grealish, who, as uncomfortable as it might be, Cole Palmer is at a higher level than somebody like Jack Grealish or somebody like, I would say maybe even Raheem Sterling has ever been in their entire career. That's where Cole Palmer is now. How long he can sustain it is anyone's guess, right? But he's been able to stay fit. He's been able to play a lot of matches. He understands his body. He sat out that September window of international play because of fatigue. He wanted to make sure that he had the opportunity to recover. And Chelsea's certainly going to worship him and give him all the freaking playing time you could possibly want. But Cole Palmer's legit. All you have to do is watch a Chelsea match to understand that Cole Palmer's legit. The guy falls out of bed and hits the bottom corner of the net with like 4 shots before he hits the ground. It is impressive to watch. And at the same time, the core of this video, uncomfortable. Because Cole Palmer just doesn't look or feel like somebody that should be a footballing superstar. But isn't that the beauty of the game? Because sometimes that just doesn't fucking matter. Because to be honest, the first time you saw Messi, you probably thought the same thing. I'm not saying Cole Palmer's Messi. I'm not saying he's anywhere in the neighborhood. I'm just saying he's a damn good player. And those flowers are going to start to come this season.